John Lennon once revealed that a battle of the bands between the Beatles and the Rolling Stones didn't end on friendly terms. According to him, Mick Jagger was never able to accept the Beatles' massive success, and it left the Rolling Stones' frontman bitter for years. The Imagine singer was never a fan of Jagger's music. In one particularly scathing interview, Lennon referred to the Wild Horses writer as a joke and admitted they hadn't seen each other in ages. His remarks suggested that Jagger's comments about the Beatles had struck a nerve, and Lennon didn't hesitate to hit back. He accused the Rolling Stones of repeatedly copying the Beatles' style, claiming that Jagger's frustration was rooted in jealousy. Even long after the Beatles split, Lennon believed that Jagger still hadn't moved on, saying the singer never got over it. Lennon openly vented his thoughts. Jagger, he said, was clearly upset that the Beatles had reached a level of fame the Stones could never touch. He also expressed resentment toward Jagger's criticism, reminding everyone that the Beatles had once written songs for the Stones early in their career. Responding to Jagger's jab that peace made money, Lennon fired back, insisting the Beatles never profited from their peace campaigns. And Lennon may not have been entirely wrong. The Rolling Stones' 1967 album, Their Satanic Majesty's Request, carried an obvious attempt to emulate the psychedelic sound of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the Beatles' groundbreaking masterpiece. During a 1970 interview, Lennon went further, claiming the Rolling Stones were not in the same league as the Beatles, either in musical creativity or influence. To him, Jagger's ongoing criticism was simply a reflection of that insecurity. Still, Lennon wasn't completely dismissive. He acknowledged that the Stones' funky sound and bold direction had a certain charm. He even admitted to liking their music once they stopped trying to mirror the Beatles' style, though he couldn't resist a final dig. Now he's even doing Apple, trying to do the same thing. When discussing Their Satanic Majesty's Request, Lennon's tone sharpened again. He ridiculed one of the songs as the most absurd thing he'd ever heard and mocked the band's supposed rebellion. To him, it was obvious. Satanic Majesties was just Pepper in disguise, and We Love You was their version of All You Need Is Love. Lennon concluded with his trademark defiance. If people wanted to call the Rolling Stones revolutionaries, then the Beatles had been the true ones from the start.